really happy to be here and be glad to be here too, because this is a very important space for the dialogue. My name is Felipe Chivas Ortiz. I am a professor and researcher in the University of São Paulo. I am a Cuban, but I live in Brazil, in São Paulo. I am a writer too. For example, we have this book about mill cities with other authors of chapters. It's my pleasure to be here, Veronica, with my colleague and my friend too, Veronica.
Okay, so we start, and now we would like to work in new format. New format of talk. There is lighted talk and or lightning talk. It's new format because we would like to explain you shortly, clearly, and in understandable way what is media and information literate city. We would like, together with Felipe, underline and highlight the main ideas of this concept. First of all, I would like to say that the main concept or the main idea of Media Information Literate City or MIL City, as we use during our talk, this definition and this word. So there is the UNESCO concept and its new concept. And now with Felipe, we would like to discuss or talk about following question. What's the idea of media and information literate city? Why UNESCO start to develop this concept? Felipe, please.
Yes, thank you so much, dear Veronica. In my opinion, this is a framework about a space, urban space, that can use artificial intelligence, but the principal topic is not a new technologies, is the post-human focus or human focus with ethic, respect for diversities, organic empowerment of every citizen, education, critical and creative thinking, valuing ecology in a sustainable way, new effectivity, combating misinformation, fake news, big fakes, and the post-truths. This the more important focus in this framework, in my opinion. This framework includes others such as smart cities, for example, healthy cities, educational cities, creative cities, and others. That's my opinion. What do you think about it?
Great. I would like to add, I can't say that there is only my opinion, of course, but I would like to add that the media and information literate city is simply new view on the urban space because UNESCO has smart city approach, learning city approach, creative city approach, innovative city approach. So UNESCO tried to watch on the urban space from different points of view. And one of these points of view is media and information literate city. We simply discuss, watch, or use media and information space in our modern cities. I think that it's absolutely complicated approach and it's absolutely complex and integrated approach because in one hand we try to gather different components, different actors, different spaces, which now is creating the media and information literate city. There is no the strongly discussed and strongly recommended definition. We simply say that, on my point of view, of course, that media and information literate city, it's simply new approach or new view on the media and information urban space. And of course, we can speak and we can discuss different technologies, different laws which are active in this space. And it seems to me, Felipe, that it's necessary to underline, or it's necessary also to talk about why media and information literate city concept appeared just now, why it's so important in our nowadays. Your opinion or your
Oh,
position.
okay. In my opinion, this framework is very important, especially in this moment, pandemic moment, because the critical thinking learned to us to have a lecture, a different lecture of the reality. We need, for example, to combating oh my god, post-truth. We need to combating, for example, disinformation, misinformation. Um, we need a real lecture, a real knowledge about pandemic, for example. And in my opinion, it's very important the critical thinking. Critical thinking is a competence for media information literacy. And critical thinking learn to us to understanding the reality, the different understanding the reality, and understanding of the reality. Um, Critical thinking, creative thinking too, is necessary to construct a new reality, a new bridge to other future, a better future for everybody. And this is, in my opinion, the more important importance or the more important significate to Milk Cities framework. This framework include, like you said, every sectors of the city, every is a concept or framework that include different persons, different citizens, different kind of the citizens, uh, enterprise, startups, include too academy, universities, schools, libraries, hospitals, marketing agencies, for example. It's very important to participate everybody in this construction, in this framework. It's important too, for example, the word in English, in Spanish is prefeitura. In English, the word is
Preferable.
what?
Preferable. We prefer to do something. Am I
Yeah,
right?
but I refer to every prefeitura. Prefeitura is city hall.
Ah, see.
Other stakeholder.
Okay, it's the city administration. Mhm.
Yes, we need the participation for everybody. Every stakeholders are important for this framework.
As for me, of course, I agree with you from the first part, because of course, I agree that now in this pandemic world, it's necessary to to communicate. We have to communicate in digital way. And so in this case, it's necessary for us to understand how will we do it. But in this case, I would like to divide and two different definitions, pandemic and infodemic. Because
Yeah.
in pandemic, we simply in one day went to the digital space. And now, of course, we also work with Felipe in digital space. And in this digital space, in Zoom, in YouTube, and on the Facebook page, of course, for people, it's necessary to understand how to work. We need digital literacy, we need media and information literacy. So we need in different way, we need to understand how it must work. So from one side, pandemic gave us, okay, chance maybe, or opportunity, or necessity to work in the digital space. It's the digital literacy. From another side, we have infodemic, and with the infodemic of COVID-19, the idea of media and information literacy or transmedia literacy is closely connected because we, as Filipa already said, we have so many fake news, we have disinformation, we have misinformation, we have lie as minimum. And it's necessary to understand how to work in this space, and from one side. And of course, from another side, um, in the infodemic of COVID-19, we have the information noise. And it's necessary to know how to go through this information noise. It's from one side. And it seems to me that it's a good reason for uh, city administration to work with media and information space, because in the conditions of pandemic from one side and in the conditions of infodemic from another side, uh, we develop the media and information urban space in different ways. We have the opportunity to go to do the vaccination, for example, and in Moscow, we do it from the special space and special application. Uh, when government announced any initiatives or any laws or something else, the information also is going through the digital space, through applications and so on and so forth. So it seems to me that now we have to understand the idea that cities live or lives in media and information space. And it's necessary to understand how to work with different actors of media and information literate city. Filippo already told about different actors in this media and information urban space. He told about governments and city administrations. He told about libraries. He told about schools, universities, startups, and so on and so forth. So now, Filippo, let's explain our viewers and let's talk about the actors of media and information space. Do you want to add anything to your ideas to this list of actors? And maybe it's necessary to tell about the role of all these actors in media and information space, urban space, or in the concept of media and information literate city.
In my opinion, Veronica, we have here a very important framework from UNESCO. And we have here, like you said, many actors, stakeholders, and everyone have a role in the construction of the new city. For example, the city hall or city government, city administration the role of the city administration is the construction or proposal, the strategy, the general strategy for the construction or change of the city. The education, schools, academy, or scientists and professors, students, the role of them is the construction of strategies, educational strategies for this. Bon, culture, libraries, and other actors in this framework, in this scenario, have different roles. But the more important thing, in my opinion, is the citizen. We need to the beginning of all of this is the citizen, and the aim of this is the citizen too. In my opinion, is very important this understanding: citizen in the beginning, citizen in the end of this process. We have, of course, phases. We have different tools for this, but we need this central idea, this main idea: citizens, and citizens in the beginning, and the truth, the process, and the end of the process. Citizens, and in my opinion, participative management.
I
what,
agree with
what
you.
do you think about my ideas, Veronica?
I
I
agree with
want to hear
you.
you.
I agree with you, of course, but I would like to show and underline the ideas of stakeholders of media and information literate city, or MIL city. I would like to sorry, to underline them another idea. I agree with you that, of course, there are absolutely different actors or stakeholders. Stakeholders is better, of course, agree with you. We have absolutely different stakeholders in this case. I agree with you that citizens are in the center of this concept, and city and governments and city administrations. From one side, agree with you. But from another side, it seems to me that in the urban space, we have different spaces. Why we why we tell with you that MIL city is complex concept.
Yes.
It's not the straight, it's not the concept of one line. Of course, we have the strong line in the center of the concept, of course. But nevertheless, we speak with you together that citizens are in the center of this concept, of course, together with city administrations. But around this center, there is many different sectors which are working in media and information urban space. Libraries, universities, mm, city administrations with their digital sphere, startups, corporate sector. It's very important thing in any city, the corporate sector, of course, universities and so on and so forth. And when we speak together with you about different stakeholders, of course, it's necessary to speak about their developing and about their development. And it's necessary also to speak about what they bring to the concept of MIL cities. It seems to me that all these stakeholders bring two different things. From one side or one thing, they bring their content, and from another side, or they bring another thing, there is the technologies, digital, mobile, so on and so forth technologies. And it's necessary to understand that media and information literate city, or MIL city, practically live in different spaces, in mobile space, in corporate space, in library space, in school space, college space, in museum, by the way, in museum space, because media are around us and we live in this information and media reality. And of course, it's necessary for us to understand how to work with this new media reality, where, for example, the generation Z practically live without going to the real reality. Absolutely. It's very good to play, to listen music, to watch some content, films, movies, so on and so forth in this media reality. Okay, so now we have the definition about MILCT. We now have the understanding of why MIL city concept is very important just now, because we live in media reality under pandemic or after pandemic. We work, live, and practically we are in the digital reality. And also we know the framework and we know the stakeholders of these MIL city concepts. Now go ahead and let's not discuss, but maybe let's let's tell our viewers about the why MIL city concept is so important for all actors. Maybe what they can um, get from this concept. And maybe then let's speak about the cultural barriers in communication, because it seems to me that it's also very important thing. It's necessary to speak about opportunities of MIL cities, but also it's necessary to speak and to tell about opportunities of this concept. So from what we will start, from problems or from opportunities?
In my opinion, opportunities and problems are the
Better. Agree with you.
in my opinion, too. And we have in this moment, in every cities of the world, many challenges. We have pandemic, infodemic, like you said, but we have in these problems too the opportunities. We have in these problems the opportunity of innovation. We have the opportunity to 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 need a new solutions for these problems. We have the opportunity to meet a new people, new stakeholders too. The startups in these moments are very important. The startups look for a new solutions for this challenge, and many startups and enterprise and citizens and governments have a new solutions for problems, for all problems. Uh, this is very important moment. We have in this moment a very complex situation, very complex. But the complexity is to is the stimulus, is the motivation for a new solutions. This moment is a moment of innovation moment. It's innovation moment. It's very critical moment. Edgar Morin, researcher, France researcher, he said the complexity need a complex solutions, but complex solution in this in the sense in this direction, solutions with solution what with links, with a new links with the persons, with the stakeholders, with the other organizations. We need here a new agent of change. We need to meet universities, researchers, students, with enterprise organizations, with the public administration, and the artist. It's very important, in my opinion, the artists in this process. The artists, the artists have a other vision of the reality, and with these stakeholders together, we can construct or build a new reality, a new cities. This is very important to the construction or of new vision, of a new solutions, and the innovation reality, the innovative reality.
Um, am I right if if I say that this concept, MIL city or cities concept, it's the opportunity to gather all actors in one point for the urban space.
Right.
Great. In this case, and in my opinion, I would like to underline and highlight the following things. So we understand now very well that we live in digital space. We buy products in digital way. We get the city services in digital way. We have information, content, media in digital way. So it's necessary to understand for all citizens and for city administrations that now we live in digital space and in digital reality. So from my point of view, of course, MILC team concept, it's the opportunity with tools, technologies, approaches, so on and so forth. It's opportunity to have the comfort life in this new digital space. And the main word in MIL city concept, there is media and information literacy or transmedia literacy, because we work and we live in different medias. Just now, we have our live broadcasting in YouTube and in Facebook, and also together with Filipa, we are in Zoom. So we are transmedia person because we in one minute or in one part of the time we are in three different medias. So it's the one thing that I would like to highlight. The second thing that I would like to highlight, it's the necessity to develop media and information literacy in these conditions, of course. So now, if we live in digital space, and we are simply live in digital reality. So it's necessary to understand how to live in this reality with comfort conditions. Comfort, it must be comfortable for us. So media and information literacy, or transmedia literacy from the different ways. So and in this case, it's necessary for us to understand uh, how all these stakeholders and all these actors could work for developing media and information literacy, the level and the development of these competence practically. So, if we speak about transmedia competence, we also need to speak about the different actors. And in this way, I would like to underline and to highlight the corporate sector, because uh, we develop and we study media and information literacy in schools, in colleges, in universities, more or less, but we try to do it during different disciplines, inside or within different courses, so on and so forth. But it seems to me it's very important that also in the corporate sector and the open education sector, we also, just now, we also develop the media and information literacy. And when we prepare and when we use in practice the media and information literacy in our corporate sector, in our different organizations, in different workplaces, in different companies, global companies or small companies, or in startups, as you told previously. So we would like to say that we develop media and information literacy also for this urban space, because when we develop and increase the level of transmedia literacy in for the employees of our company, we also the city administration um, understand understands that uh, the such citizens or employees from this company know how to work with different digital technologies, how to work with different applications, how to work in and how to live in this information noise. And of course, in this case or in this situation, it's not so, um, it's more difficult, I think, to manipulate with with these people, of course. But nevertheless, I think that it's very good support for for the city space and for the urban space, if we could develop the level of media and information literacy and or level of transmedia literacy in this corporate sector. But of course, I agree with you about innovations, because, of course, all new ideas and all new approaches or all new tools and technologies, they go through the innovation space. They go from the innovations, new ideas, and new opportunities to use it in different ways. Let's speak. Do you want to add anything in
Uh,
this case?
all
Mhm.
right. I agree with you in everything. In my opinion, it's very important to set. I think the technology is very important, of course. Transmedia, like you said, and uh, artificial intelligence, to and others technologies. But the ethics, the respect to the difference is important, is very important because technology without this is nothing. And we need training the corporate sector and other people, other citizens in this view. In my opinion, that's the more important point in this concept or paradigm or framework from UNESCO. Mil cities will be construct a new vision of the city, a new vision of the citizen, a new vision to the relationship between enterprise, startups, academic people, and with this vision, we construct to a new form to relationship in the city, in the urban space, in the physical urban space, but in the web too, in the web, in the internet too. In my opinion, everything everything we do in the real space, we translate for the digital space. And in my opinion, the base of the transformation, the principal challenge is the education, all the people in this new vision. This is very important for election, for example, in political election is very important, but it's important too, for example, for the human management, human relation in every moment, in every time. We live, like you said, in the mixed reality, in the transmedia reality, in the space, blended space with reality, with physical reality and digital reality, and we need integrate these realities. In my opinion, the paradigm mil cities is very important to do this, and it's important too for the cultural barriers to communication. I speak in this moment about, for example, about different religions, different ethnics, different different with immigrants people, different for different. I like to speak about every difference, difference of heavy, different of um, or about different things, different ideas. The respect of this is very important in this framework. Technology is very important, of course, but technology is the end or the middle of the process. Yeah, we have the citizen in the beginning and the citizen in the end of the process, and this is very important. And when I said that, I said to I talk about the importance to transcend to to look for a new way about the relationship between citizens and other stakeholders in the city.
I agree with you absolutely. And as a former human resources director, in global company, of course. I support you in all your words, absolutely. Also, I
Thank
would
you.
like to add, but in this case, I would like to add that, of course, agree that technologies and tools without human relations, it's impossible to use, of course. I agree with you that to live and to work in the diversity worlds, it's necessary to understand, and it's necessary to live with respect to all people, other people, with different religious, with different cultural habits, maybe, so on and so forth. But also, I think that it's very important to understand that all people must be respectful for each other. It's necessary to understand for all of us to be respectful for each others. Not only if only one part of the people must be respectful for another part of the people. It's the way or the path with two different lines, and it's the road with two different paths, it seems to me. Also, it's very important that you told about cross-cultural or intercultural communications, or multicultural communications. Because yes, of course, in our universities and in our colleges and in our schools, we have such disciplines and we have such courses, but not all around the world. But Filipa, I would like to discuss with you, or maybe we simply talk, of course, about another question. So, I live in Moscow. You live in São Paulo. Moscow and São Paulo are the biggest cities, one of the biggest cities in the world, of course. São Paulo and Moscow are the capitals of the countries. Of course, we live in a digital, very innovative and multicultural space, because our cities are capitals of our countries. But if we speak about not so big cities, small cities, or maybe not so big cities, what do you think about not what do you think, but what do you think about the use about the MIL city concept as useful concept for such city administration or city halls? Is it important for them to use MIL city concept, or to think about MIL city concept, to think about the development of transmedia literacy and transmedia space, urban space?
In my opinion, Veronica, we have here a big opportunity. For example, we have the opportunity of new applications with this philosophy, a new vision of the city, a new vision to mobility in the city, a new vision for the tools or the cars, for example, or a new vision for the citizen too, the role of the citizen. And the enterprise, startups, and academic people to see this opportunity, this vision, this new vision, have, in my opinion, have advantage of other people, and we have the opportunity of the training of the functionaries of the city hall or city government, city administration. We have the opportunity of the transformation of the urban space with this vision. Two, we have the opportunity to a new application to construct to build new applications and other things because this vision is, in my opinion, uh, is a is a great vision. Is a large vision, and we have the many opportunities and many forms to change the city with uh, with the participation of all the stakeholders.
Okay, agree with you in this case, of course, because it's new mission and new vision, of course, but also agree with you that there is the opportunity for development of urban space and in different ways. Agree with you. What do you think? Do we need any more questions for or more subjects for for explaining to our viewers? Is it necessary for us to explain something else about MIL city concept?
The last point for me in this conversation is the importance to the cultural barriers to communication. Cultural barriers to communication are there are obstacles or problems in cultural communication. They affect people, immigrants, vulnerable groups, uh, all people, in my opinion. And these barriers are in the mind, and we need,
In mindset, agree with you.
yes, in the mindset. We need to transform, to change this situation, because if you don't transform or change the culture of the city, you don't change the city. You need to transform. We need to transform this reality. The mindset, the first transformation is in the mindset of the citizen, of the governments, or or other stakeholders, and the second phase is the transformation to the city. And these two phases are are important. Yes, but the first step is the transformation of the mindset of everybody, and the way for this is the education, eh? Education in a new vision, a new paradigm, education with education with it is the formal education, but in informal education. For example, with advertising in the TV, in the movies, and with the transformation of the advertising in the street too. We with this uh, we can we can move in other direction. We can move in the direction of the post-human reality or post-human vision. We need to respect the nature. We need to respect the people, and we need to respect too the difference of the people. With this vision and with technology, we have a very nice way, very nice or very nice future, in my opinion.
Okay, so now let's uh, compare or let's gather all things or all subjects which we discuss or not discuss but simply we have in our conversation. So now let's gather all things and let's underline and highlight the main ideas, main points, and main subjects of MIL-CT concept. So the first point, MIL-CT concept is the UNESCO concept of developing city or urban space. This concept is in one circle with UNESCO concepts of creative city, learning city, innovative city, smart city, so on and so forth. The second point, MIL-CT is about media and information literacy, or MIL-CT concept is about developing of media and information literacy. The third point, MIL-CT is the concept about comfortable life for all citizens in urban space, in digital media and information urban space. The fourth point, it's necessary to say that we have many stakeholders or many actors in this MIL-CT concept. So in every city, there are libraries, schools, companies, different non-commercial organizations, so corporates, and of course, city administration, government organizations, so on and so forth. They are all stakeholders in this concept. And it's necessary to underline that in different sectors of urban economy and in urban space, all these actors could do different things and, develop transmedia literacy or media and information literacy or digital literacy in different ways for providing the comfortable life in digital space for the citizens of this city. The fifth points of this concept. Mm, it means that this concept could overcome the cultural barriers in any city. It's necessary to understand that now we live in globalized world, and during this process of globalization, of course, we communicate with people from different cultures, different ages, different generations, with different mindsets. And MIL-CT concept could help us, could helps us, could help us. It's right way. So could help us to live in this world of diversity. And this concept could help us to live in comfortable way and communicate in comfortable way in this digital space with the persons with, with another culture, another mindset, and another education. And the sixth point, which is very important, I think, uh, it's necessary to understand that the core idea of MIL-CT concept is education. Formal, informal, informal, lifelong education, but it's education. To change mindset, we can only through the education. Do you want to add something for these short ideas and core subjects of the MIL-CT concept?
Good. Veronica, I like to say to set my final words. that we have research. We have research about this. We have a new research with UNESCO. You and me, Veronica, have this a new survey about cultural barriers to communication and Mercedes. And it's very important to invite everyone to participate of this research because we are nothing without knowledge or research. Research is basic in this point. We have to this book from Smart Cities to Mil Cities, metrics inspired by UNESCO's vision. This book was edited by Professor Mitsuru Yanase and me, and have authors in or more or less 20 countries. This book have indicators to construct, to build the Mil Cities. The knowledge is very important, and the knowledge, we construct the knowledge together, and we need your opinions, your things about Mil Cities, about the future, about the new reality, and about the post-pandemic situation. And we need the opinions. We need to construct this together. That's my final words. That's all. Thank you so much, Veronica, for your questions and your positions. And we need this for the construct a new knowledge about these points.
Agree with you. So, dear friends, I would like to suggest you, uh, first of all, of course, don't forget to subscribe on our new Mill City YouTube channel. And next time we will speak about the metrics and indicators. And honestly saying, we are not in the same agree position with Filippo, honestly saying. About metrics and indicators, we have different points of
Okay.
views. And of course, we will explain and we will discuss it in our lightning talk. I hope that we will do it very shortly and you will see the real metrics and indicators for building and this MIL city concept. And we will discuss the different metrics, different indicators, how to use it and how to use it in different technologies ways. So underline and finishing our lightning talk, I would like to highlight the following things. First of all, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to subscribe to our Facebook page. The second, um, we put the link on this survey about MIL features on our Facebook page and of course in the legend of this YouTube channel. Please pay your attention and during practically 5 minutes, please be so kind, answer on several questions about MIL cities. It's very important for the discussion about this concept. And of course, we will be happy to see you again. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much to everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.